Now to another Fox News alert. Quadruple Idaho murder suspect Bryan Kohberger accepting a plea deal, taking the death penalty off the table, but leaving the victims' families blindsided.
Yeah, this came as a shock to many people who followed this case, including the families. Chanley Painter is here with the details. Hi, Chanley.
Hey, good morning, Todd and Carly. It's a shock to me as well. It's all happening really quickly, with the victims' families scrambling to travel to Boise, Idaho for tomorrow's change of plea hearing. The shocking news coming just a month and a half before Bryan Kohberger's death penalty trial was scheduled to begin in August. But now he has agreed to plead guilty to all the charges against him to avoid the death penalty. He has also agreed to waive his right to an appeal of the case. The 30-year-old former criminology student is accused of stabbing to death Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Santa Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, all University of Idaho students, in November 2022. Kohberger's DNA was found at the crime scene on a knife sheath prosecutors believe held the murder weapon, and it was purchased online in the months before the murders. His cell phone also placed him near the crime scene at 12 prior times before the night of the murders. And of course, on the night of the murders, prosecutors say his car is seen on camera multiple times near the scene. And in a letter to the victims' families, the prosecutor explained, quote, "We cannot fathom the toll that this case has taken on your family. This resolution is our sincere attempt to seek justice for your family." But the family of Kaylee Goncalves is angry, posting on their family Facebook page that they told prosecutors they did not want this plea deal, in a statement saying this, quote, "Bryan Kohberger facing a life in prison means he would still get to speak, form relationships, and engage with the world. Meanwhile, our loved ones have been silenced forever." I also spoke to Kaylee's father last night, who told me, quote, "This isn't what we fought for." And it was a fight almost 3 years in the making, but now soon to end with a result they don't feel is justice.
Chanley, thank you for that. Carly's going to take a little bit more of the victim side of this. Let me go to the law side for this. There's a split in the legal community. Some say, look, a plea deal was the right call because when you go to a jury, juries are unpredictable. Anything is possible, even in a case like this that seems like it is open and shut. There are others that say prosecutors should never have taken the death penalty off the table. Your thoughts on that?
Well, if there ever was a case worthy of a death penalty conviction, I think murdering, stabbing to death 4 people would fit that bill here. I can understand where the prosecutors are coming from in that a conviction and a sentence is never guaranteed with a jury. This is an Idaho jury, as you know. This would be not the first time I covered a death penalty trial in Idaho. Chad Daybell was one who was convicted of the death penalty. He didn't even touch most of the victims he was accused of murdering. So I think here it would have been a case where the evidence was beyond a reasonable doubt, and a jury would have had no problem convicting him as well as sentencing him to the death penalty. And as a prosecutor, you take in the wishes of the family and what they want here. And a majority, according to Steve Goncalves, of the families wanted this to go to trial.
They wanted it to go to trial, and that really seems to be the major focus of what people will be talking about in the days to come. And, you know, many of us remember when this happened and how horrified everybody was by who could have possibly done this.
Yes.
And then we followed the manhunt, and there was a break in the case with that DNA and the website they used to tie the father to Bryan Kohberger and the DNA found on the knife sheath. And then the Goncalves family, and I know you spoke to Kaylee's dad yesterday, they also released another statement where they pointed fingers at the Latah County Prosecutor's Office. And they say they vaguely mentioned a possible plea on Friday without seeking our input and presented the plea on Sunday. They say this was a secretive deal. It was hurried. It was rushed. Obviously, they feel very upset, and they feel like justice isn't being served there. So what about that? Could there possibly be any way to reverse this plea deal?
There could be. So at a change of plea hearing, the judge has to accept the terms the prosecutor and the defense agreed to. Also, Bryan Kohberger himself would have to make an allocution. He would have to verbally admit to all the elements of the crimes of which he is agreeing to plead guilty. We won't get a lot of answers from him, but we will get the basic, I admit to this, this, and this. He also has a chance to change his mind before Wednesday. So this isn't final until it's final, right? So until it's signed and the paperwork is done. So there is still a chance that this could not go through and it could go to trial.
It's happening tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And Chanley Painter expected to head out there
right.
basically as soon as our show is done here today to be there on Wednesday for that. What is certainly to be in a very emotional court appearance. Chanley Painter,
thank you.
Thank you. We are back with a Fox News alert. In a case that shocked the nation, Bryan Kohberger agreeing to plead guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students. This deal will spare him the death penalty, but it has also left at least one of the victims' families outraged. Kohberger has also waived his right to appeal and is expected to spend the rest of his life behind bars without parole.
Here to break it down is former New York Assistant District Attorney Deanna Paul. Deanna, thank you so much for joining us. Grateful to have you on a morning like this. And no one has been following this case more closely than, of course, these young victims' families. And one of the victims' families, Kaylee Gonzalez, appears to be very outraged by this plea deal. I want to take a minute and read a portion of their statement regarding this deal. They say, in part, the Latah County should be ashamed of its prosecutor's office. 4 wonderful young people lost their lives, yet the victims' families were treated as opponents from the outset. We weren't even called about the plea. We received an email with a letter attached. That's how Latah County's prosecutor's office treats murder victims' families. So is this plea deal a done deal, or will their opinion be taken into consideration?
It sounds at this point like it is a done deal. Obviously, prosecutors should absolutely take victims' families' account into effect when they're making these decisions, or at least have a conversation with them, not just a cursory email, which seems so lack of empathy. Yeah. But it does seem like a done deal. It seems like it's something that, for his sake, it's sparing him the death penalty, and it removes the court expenses of having a trial, having everybody come in. And, when you put things in a jury's hand, you never really know what's going to happen. Trials are, crazy things happen in trials. But it really, the way this has played out makes it seem like the victim's family's feelings and emotions were not the forefront.
Why do you
of the
think
process.
that is?
It's hard to say. We don't know what all of the evidence is. We don't know. We just don't know. But it from a victim's family perspective, you want to feel like you lost your child. Like your feelings should certainly be taken into account.
In your experience, how often does a judge reject a plea deal? Because I think we all were introduced to this notion of a judge rejecting a plea deal with the Hunter Biden case. Obviously, the facts of that case completely irrelevant here, just the fact that a plea deal was undone. So how often does this happen in criminal practice?
It's different in the federal system versus the state system. In the state system, at least in New York, it's a prosecutor is able to kind of drop down from the top count of the indictment, and then it takes it out of the judge's hands. If it's a plea to the entire indictment, which it seems like it is here, a judge does have a bit more discretion.
And really quickly, what are the next steps? When will sentencing be, and what will life behind bars look like for him?
Life behind bars will be somewhere in the state. And when the sentencing will happen, that I'm not sure. The next time he's in court, I think they'll set a schedule. He'll have to be seen by, pretrial services. They'll come up with a report. They'll make a recommendation for where it should be held.
Yeah. Well, the plea hearing is tomorrow, and as Todd said before, it'll be a very somber affair indeed.
Will do. Deanna Paul, thank you for your time and your insight on this. We appreciate it.